Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. Don't ask. So it's day 115 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour. RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery. A bicycle trip across the United States of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So yeah, that is a shower cap. At the Natural Bridge Hotel, there was one in the shower, and I was like, oh, it's gonna rain. Yeah, why not? So, you like it? Yeah. I knew you would. Anyway, yeah, so it rained all night last night. Just stormed. Wind got just howling. Got super cold. It's 50 degrees now. Fingers are all red again. And I've got to go like 56 miles today, so yay, here we go. I'm also kind of looking ahead at the end of the route. Like, I can still do everything just fine with my mileage, but my last day will be in the rain in Yorktown. And when it rains, like today, I'm not going to be able to use my phone to record as much video because it's a touchscreen phone, and you know, when it gets wet, it skips all over the place, and I have to dry it off every time, and then it can't be raining while I'm using it. It's really overcomplicated. So I'm trying to figure out if when I get to Charlottesville, if there's like a bus or bus route or something that would take me to Richmond. I wouldn't miss anything between Charlottesville and Richmond. There's not much there. It doesn't look like there's much people on that part. There aren't any campsites. I'd actually have to stay at a fire department on the map. So it would kind of kill two birds with one stone and put me in Yorktown on Wednesday, which would be day 118. But I would actually be able to film everything. The end, you know, rolling into Yorktown, pulling up to Victory Monument, dipping my tire in the water without it being just nasty. So, may do that. I don't really know yet. I'm still going to look ahead and see. But once I've conquered this mountain, I'm like, I feel good. I feel good that like I've done what I've needed to do. I've had several different vehicle assists. Those don't bother me so much. Again, it's been more about ministry than anything else. But I don't want to see the end of the ride, you know, just not be able to be on video. Like, don't know. Anyway, I'll continue to pray about that. But we'll see how it all works out. Great campsite last night. As you can see coming through the woods here, there's a train that goes by, but he doesn't honk his horn, so that was super nice. But he came by a couple times last night. No signal out here at all. I borrowed one of the people's Wi-Fi, but I have to walk all the way over to their camper, and like, I don't want to just go sit next to their camper and be like, yeah, I got to upload yesterday's video. I'm going to be here for, you know, an hour and a half. So I did not get yesterday's video uploaded last night, and I haven't been able to use the internet much today. But anyway, that is enough of me talking. I have got to get pedaling through this nasty, cold, wet day, up a mountain and down a mountain. Hopefully. We'll see. But it looks like the next place where I can find some accommodations is a place called Whitehall. And that's up the mountain, over it, and then down the mountain on the other side past Afton. Whitehall puts me just a few miles in from Charlottesville, where I'll pick up my stickers from the post office from IGO. And then I'll determine whether or not to go ahead and catch a bus on into Richmond so that I'm finishing on Wednesday instead of Thursday. But yeah, I'm gonna get on the road now. I love you guys. I'll see you later. All right, I'm scared to death of this hill. I'm not really, but oh man, it's just one more. I can do it. It'll be all right. So I ate here at Gertie's and it was really good. Super good food, super good people, and yeah, it was neat to see that Faith Can Move Mountains plaque there. I was like, hey, can I take a picture of that? And she was like, sure. So that's what I went ahead and did. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to climb this mountain. I'm gonna climb it, but I just, oh, this is one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. So here goes nothing. Well, into the clouds I go. I'm actually hoping that as I go up into these clouds that I will get above them and be looking down over them. I think that would be stellar. But I have no idea because I don't know what lies ahead. All I do know is that it's 2,000 feet in 4 miles. Here goes nothing. Oh man, I'm about a quarter mile in, and I had to take off all my gear. I'm back in my Happiness Hills Farm and Retreat shirt. It's 49 degrees and I am pouring sweat, so this is fun. Well, it is finished. Man, I don't know if you could tell from the fast motion there, but that was straight up. It is 42 degrees and I am soaking wet. My helmet is soaking wet. My face is soaking wet. My shirt is soaking wet. And man, that feels like maybe one of the biggest accomplishments on the whole trail. It really actually wasn't as bad as Mackenzie Pass. It was steeper, and so, you know, it was a lot like more intense, but the fact that it was so much shorter, you just kind of had to get it done, was better to me than anything else. Whereas Mackenzie Pass was, you know, 3,000 or 4,000 feet over 10 or 11 miles of just never changing grade. That grade didn't change. I mean, I guess there were a few little humps and slumps and stuff, but most of all, it was super beautiful. I was hoping that I was going to come up through the clouds. It doesn't look like I am, but I'm officially turning right here onto the historic Blue Ridge Parkway. I love you guys. I'll see you later. All right, so it's 2:30 and this should be a view to roughly the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, of course, I probably couldn't see that far, but that's the side of the mountain that I'm on. And it's so foggy I can't see anything. Sorry about that. It's very moist up here. So I am thinking about changing my plans. Rather than try to go into Whitehall, I think I may camp up here. Cruise down into Charlottesville tomorrow. And then catch that bus ride from Charlottesville to Richmond to stay on target. I've got to find somewhere where I can look everything up and make sure that that's going to work. But I just can't see looking forward to this parkway for the entire way across America to get here and just have a white wall to look at. So I'll figure it out. And you guys will definitely know what I decide to do before I do, right about now. All right, so I have made my decision. I am going to stay up here on the Blue Ridge Parkway. This is so anticlimactic, but also I'm just staying so wet, like everything is soaked from the fog, and the temperature is now dropping. So it's like 3:15 in the afternoon, and now it's 41 degrees. And I'm miserable. Like, it's not even fun. Like, I mean, not that it's supposed to be fun, but this is not what I imagined being on the Blue Ridge Parkway would be like. I mean, it's just a giant white ball of light, and then, you know, when a car comes up, they're coming out of nowhere, and they don't see me on the side of the road, even though I'm off in the grass. You know, it's taken them several minutes to, like, figure out, oh, there's a guy up there. So just to avoid the danger and to avoid the way this feels. I mean, this feels more like a scary movie than like, wow, the Blue Ridge Parkway. So, yeah, I'm calling it here somewhere on this parkway for the night. I will cruise into Charlottesville tomorrow before the post office closes, no matter what, and then, Lord willing, of course, catch a ride from a bus down 84, the interstate there, from Charlottesville to Richmond, and then do Richmond to Yorktown Tuesday and Wednesday. And I think that that'll be much better all the way around. And I mean, you know, I'm really having a hard time balancing. Is this a people thing? Is this a self thing? Do I just want to see it? This is not a vacation. At the same time, I've bicycled across America. It's so anticlimactic. It's also a YouTube channel, so views get views. I don't know. But yeah, just based on, you know, the fact that you can't see anything. Nobody can see me. And I'm soaking wet, and the temperature is now going down from 42, now it's 41, and there's no telling how much lower it's going to go. Can't see anything. Like, all of my indicators are saying, just stop. So I'm going to trust the Lord. Maybe there's somebody on the bus ride that I'm supposed to minister to. I don't know. This is the way I've done it all the way across the United States, and it's worked so far. And when I got the ride in Whitebird, I've officially checked out on Pride. You know, I crossed the United States on a bicycle. You know, I can't say that, honestly. I've had several vehicle rides. So anyway, yeah. Those are my thoughts from the road. I'm really having a hard time with this one. Because it's just, I'm so, you know, on the level of it's a balance right now. I don't know which way to go, but I think stopping, there's too many negative signs that are outweighing the good ones. And this is supposed to be beautiful, and it's just not. I mean, it's really just not. I mean, that's an overlook right there. There's nothing off that. All I can see is a white wall. Anyway, here goes nothing. Alright, so I did find a place to stay. I went ahead and got my shower. It's actually the next morning. I'll get into that in just a minute. So, by the way, I made an incredible decision to stay here last night because I'm not going to show you guys, but outside this window, it is a bluebird cloudless morning. Thank you, Jesus. So, rest of the ride down the Blue Ridge should be great. Anyway, so rewind to yesterday. I'm riding down the road. It's getting colder. I'm wetter. I have, pedaled up that hill. I've sweated all inside my rain suit. I'm soaked, like on the inside of the rain suit. So I'm then soaked on the outside. My beard is just collecting water. The bike is collecting water. The rain suit's collecting water. I'm just cold, wet, nasty, tired. And so I was going to Afton. I was actually originally going to go to Whitehall. And I called the cookie lady in Afton. Actually, she passed away. The cookie lady passed away, but they still let cyclists use the home to stay at, and so I was going to stay there. And so finally, I was just like, I can't even make it that far, and I don't want to miss these views. Like, I just can't see doing it. So, I'll pull in here and see what they got. And I called my wife and I said, "Hey, Christy, look." I'm probably gonna have to rent like a hotel room or something, and I don't have it in the budget. I don't. There's no way that I can just keep spending money on hotel room after hotel room. And I said, this place looks like it's cabins, like it's a resort type thing. And she said, well, just do what you have to do, and we'll figure it out. And I was like, okay. So pull in here into Royal Oaks Resort. It's these cabins that just kind of go up this hillside, 17 acres of cabins. And they've got a general store, and they, sell food there. And so I was like, oh yes, this checks all the boxes. How much is it gonna be? So I get in there, and the first thing I ask is about, food. And I said, second thing, how about, somewhere to stay for the night? Do you have a cyclist rate? I see that you guys are on the Blue Ridge Parkway, you're on the Transamerica Trail. He said, I don't have anything. He said, it was just a big day. He said, I'm here on my off day. It was Sunday. It's the guy that owns the place. His name's Keith Smith. And he was like, I don't, I said, okay. I said, well, he said, everything's just, dirty. And I was like, well, that doesn't matter. Like, I mean, honestly, that does not matter. I'm not that guy. I'll clean it. Like, it doesn't matter to me. It's either that or I've got to find somewhere to put my tent out here in the rainy, wet, drippy, dew, fog, moisty, nasty weather. And he was like, it is cold. He said, you're on a bicycle? I said, yeah. I said, I'm writing for Addiction Recovery Awareness. I've got a YouTube channel. I was trying to make it to Whitehall, and then I was trying to make it to Afton. I'm not going to make it to either one of those places today. He said, so you're doing the Lord's work? And I said, well, yes, sir. Yeah. So I explained a little bit more. He said, I'm going to give you one of the nicest cabins I got. You'll have to change your own sheets. You'll have to, take some towels with you. He's like, I've been up there. I just haven't done those things. He said, it's on the house. I was like, you're kidding me. He was like, no, you're doing the Lord's work. I was like, oh my gosh. So, thank you. Thank you, Keith. So we end up fellowship and we have church for like 15, 20 minutes talking about all kinds of things. And he's just, telling me more and more. And he's like, yeah, and at this point, I haven't even really kind of told him what I'm wanting to do. I just told him about the YouTube channel and that I'm writing for addiction recovery awareness. And he's like, yeah, he said, I'm just getting to the point to where I want to retire. He said, God actually prophesied over this place through a woman that came here, total stranger. And he said that she prophesied that God was going to use this place while I was here and that it was going to be the Lord's after I was gone. And, he said, I don't know what any of that means. He said, I had some psychologist that wanted to use it as a, like a place, a retreat, to do therapy and stuff like that. He said the guy just couldn't come up, different things. It was just a lot of different things that went on there. I said, well, how much money are you talking? And he told me the number. I was like, okay. And so, I, kind of ran it by him. I was like, well, I'm doing this bicycle ride for addiction recovery awareness. Right now, I've only got 400 subscribers. I've got like 60 people who watch the channel every day. Sometimes it goes up a little more than that, but this is kind of my whole movement to build critical mass to actually start the GoFundMe to build the rehab. I said I'm from Mobile, Alabama, and, I have this beard. I also have an ex-girlfriend named Jenny. Her name's tattooed onto my wrist under my watch there. I just decided to start riding my bicycle. I said the Forrest Gump similarities, they're uncanny. And so he kind of chuckled, and I said, and my end goal is to do this year across the United States. Next year, Maine to Key West. The year after that, 2022, the Midwest states. And then 2023, the Southwest states, where I'll leave out of my home, grab the southern states and the southwestern states, and come in through California into Utah, or through Nevada into Utah, and end my ride in Monument Valley, where Forrest Gump ended his run. And so, my goal is to have, like, over those years, build the people who, speak at more churches, build people who believe in what I'm doing. It's kind of just a big networking ride. And so all I'm doing is breaking even right now, honestly. I just don't have that kind of sponsorship. I said, but when I end that ride, I'm going to, get a film crew to donate some time, even if I have to pay for it. I'm going to invite anybody who wants to come from the hills and the dales, anywhere. If you want to come, bring a bicycle and ride behind me as we film this. And I'm going to film it like the ending of Forrest Gump, and so that's going to be it. Like, that's going to be the last state in the tour, and I'm hoping to get like national media recognition. And when they say, hey, he's going to say something, I'm going to be like, I'm tired. I think I'm going home now. And when they're like, that's it, I'm going to be like, actually, no. So look, what we've been writing for together for 4 years, what we've been pedaling for together is a rehab. And that's been the goal. That's why I've done the legwork for recovery. That's why, I've left my family for months at a time. That's why I've done everything I've done is to start a rehab called Redeeming Eden, the Garden. And this has been the fundraising and the networking tour to get it going. And so here's the GoFundMe. And so I'm hoping at that point in time that, I'll be able to raise the money that you're asking for maybe this place. I said, God's always put it on my heart that it was Tennessee, but it's actually the mountains of Tennessee. It's the hills of Mizar, and I'm not quite sure where that is. But so, I like the mountains in Tennessee, so I'm thinking but God was showing me last night when I got back here, the Blue Ridge Parkway is part of the mountains of Tennessee, regardless of whether I'm in Virginia or in Tennessee, it's the same mountains. So anyway, lot to pray about. And he was like, well, I can't give it away. And he told me what he actually paid for it and what he's got in it. And so I said, well, that's all good. I said, he said, and whatever the Lord wants to do, the Lord's going to do anyway. He said, if the money's a need, then the money's going to be the need, and God's going to provide it. And I said, that's exactly right. If you got the faith, He's got the funds. That's what I'm riding for. I'm not even concerned about that, part of the journey yet. This is the part right now, to worry about that part later. And so yeah, it was really, really interesting. So I was like, well, I'm gonna buy some food from you, and here I am thinking like, I'm gonna get some groceries. I'm gonna stock up. Plus, I'm starving. I'm gonna get like a Hot Pocket, one of these sandwiches that he makes. 2 chocolate bars, 2 fruit grain bars, 3 Coca-Colas, oatmeal. I mean, like I'm gonna help this guy, recuperate some of the money that he's, missing out from allowing me to be in this cabin, and put it all on the counter. He's like, man, you're hungry. I was like, I am. I eat 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day. You should have seen what I had for breakfast. And he's like, oh man, okay. All right. He said, well, look, I had my cash out. He said, put that money back in your pocket. I'm telling you, you're doing the Lord's work. It's on the house, man. Enjoy your stay. So, over and over again, I'm just overwhelmed with what God's doing. And so, thank you so much, Keith. And his business card for Royal Oaks Resort, it says, love Virginia, right? All the little hearts. I know I'm in the right place. I know I'm on the right path. I know I'm, on the right journey. Come in love, stay in love, leave in love. And I was like, man, that's really nice. God is love. Anyway, so without further ado, this has been my digs for last night. So I've had like the fire going, nice, kept everything nice and warm. Got a kitchen here. Got a restroom. Big, open, spacious restroom. Open, spacious shower. And then I had this room last night. With a full bed. Just can't outgive God. Over and over again, all the way across the United States of America. You can't outgive God. You cannot. He owns the cattle and the 1,000 hills. So anyway, yeah, probably been a long video at this point. I'm at 11 minutes just on this part, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, and you guys are going to see what I'm seeing right now, but you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. So if you know anyone who has passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me on Facebook, Adam Lionberry, Mobile, Alabama, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction, and let's use YouTube as a tool that we might be able to save a life. If you know anybody who's in recovery, share this with them. We're all in it together, and I definitely need the recovery community's prayers and support as much as I pray for and support the recovery community. And last but not least, don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a donation link in the description. Just click the down arrow and you can find it. You can go there. You can donate one time. You can donate monthly. It's whatever the Lord puts on your heart. Do know that any funds left over from the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour will go to building Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. And so, yeah, thank you for your prayers. Your prayers have got me to love, got me in love, got me really not quite sure how I'd say it, but love Virginia. And thanks for your support. Thanks for liking the videos on YouTube, for commenting on YouTube, for sharing the videos on your social media platform, and most of all, for subscribing to the channel. Hopefully when I'm able to monetize the channel by commercials, we'll be able to actually provide the funds that are needed to maybe purchase land like this or a place like this. He's even got it on the pattern. It's already been approved to build an 80 by 40, which would essentially be a church, a chapel. He was going to build just like a social hall, but it's already approved to build a church. I wouldn't even have to get an addendum to the plans. He laid out like the drawings of the place and everything, architectural, property, all that. So pretty interesting. But yeah, those funds left over from Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour will go to building Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab, and I'm going to need to purchase land. I'm going to need to purchase dorms. It's crazy. Anyway, a lot to think about. From here in Love, Virginia, I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.